probably boil down to scope of service. I think that's where most folks in the room are. What can the shelters do and what can the private sector vets do? And the other is the mobile clinics. If you got a private sector vet that's paying property tax, income tax, got people on staff, they got a lot of expensive equipment, and you have a mobile shelter that sets up across the road from him or within line of sight of that vet, him or her, then that's a problem. You got to realize that is a problem, because then they're taking money away from what he could use to do the things that he needs to do or she needs to do. You know, this is an important issue. It really is an important issue, and that's why this is our second subcommittee meeting, and we got about 25 or 30 people signed up to speak. And so what I'm going to ask each one of you to do is to limit yourself to 3 minutes, because we do want everybody to have a chance to be heard. That's the super important thing about this. If we need to, we'll have another subcommittee meeting. But as I said before, I doubt we even get to the full committee with this bill this year. So I think probably a more likely approach would be, if we get a bill out of subcommittee, it would go before full Ag and Natural Resources, which probably won't be held until next year, next term, simply because there's 8 days left in the session. And so we do want everybody to be heard. And this whole panel has heard stories from both sides. I mean, this whole panel has traveled the breadth of the state, and we listen to you talk locally, we listen to both sides of this issue, and we want to be sure we come out with good legislation. So again, if you'll, no heckling, no clapping, let's don't be running around taking photographs, let's don't try to intimidate one side or the other. There are both sides out in this audience, and we want to make sure that everyone has a fair chance to be heard. That's what this is all about. That's what a republic is all about, and that's what we are in South Carolina. So please keep it orderly. Try to keep your time to 3 minutes, and we'll begin taking testimony. I'll ask Mr. Hogan to give us a synopsis of the bill, then I'll ask each one of the senators on the